The South Union Township Supervisors, in cooperation with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable, present the South Union Township Sports Network tonight from Mustang Field. It's high school girls soccer action as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs take on the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. Brian Morozak along with Billy Dice, South Union Township Sports Network coverage brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. I'm going to turn it over to our public address announcer, Jason Taylor, for tonight's starting lineups.
Good evening. Welcome to Mustang Field, here on the campus of Laurel Highlands Senior High School, for this evening's girls soccer matchup between the visiting Thomas Jefferson Jaguars and your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Starting lineups for this evening's match, starting with the visiting Jaguars. The Jaguars are led by head coach Sean Richter, assistant coaches John Marcinko and Jessica Spina. A senior forward, number 2, Natalie Lomenza. A sophomore midfielder, number 5, Aubrey Little. A senior defender, number 8, Sierra Frizzoli. A sophomore midfielder, number 12, Samantha McLeco. A senior defender, number 13, Alexis Marcinko. A junior midfielder, number 16, Aislinn Majoris. A junior defender, number 17, Ashlyn Fry. A senior defender, number 22, Abby Fuji. A junior midfielder, number 23, Olivia De Lucia. A sophomore forward, number 26, Anna Condos. And in goal for the Jaguars, a sophomore, number 38, Madeline Gula. And now, starting lineup for your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Mustangs are led by head coach Danny Marzano, assistant coach Jacob Sapatula. A senior defender, number 3, Addie Nose. A senior midfielder, number 7, Allie Nose. A senior midfielder, number 9, Madison Nicklo. A junior midfielder, number 10, Ellie Mancini. A senior forward, number 12, Jocelyn Radcliffe. A senior forward, number 13, Kate Chido. A senior defender, number 18, Maddie McLean. A sophomore forward, number 20, Taylor Irwin. a sophomore defender, number 25, Adriana Walker. A sophomore defender, number 30, Morgan Perez. And in goal for the Mustangs, a senior, number 46, Hannah Moore. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that everybody please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
And we're just about set to go from Laurel Highlands High School, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. And these two teams find themselves at the top of the table. The Mustangs 3-0 in conference play, 4-1 overall. In fact, the Mustangs have outscored their opponents 23-4 so far this season. Thomas Jefferson, they're 3-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play. They've outscored their opponents 17-6 on the season. Elizabeth Ford also unbeaten in conference play at 2-0. Connellsville holding down the fourth and final playoff spot in the conference at 2-1. Ringgold sits at 2-2. Uniontown, Albert Gallatin, and Bell Vernon all looking for their first wins on the season, and those are the three teams that Laurel Highlands has knocked off in conference play so far this year: Uniontown, Albert Gallatin, and Bell Vernon. For Thomas Jefferson so far this season, they lost their opener in a non-conference game at West Allegheny by a score of 1-0. Had an 8-1 win over Bell Vernon, defeated Connellsville 6-2, and won against Franklin Regional at the Norwin tournament by a score of 3-2. Those are the four games the Jags have played. They have not played a game in 9 days. Were not in action last week. Last time they played back on September the 2nd. The Mustangs, their last game, an 11-0 whitewashing of Albert Gallatin back on September the 6th. Just about set to go. Thomas Jefferson working right to left as we describe it in the away whites, black numbers, gold trim. Laurel Highlands in the home reds with white numbers. The Mustangs, 7 seniors, 1 junior, and 3 sophomores. In their starting lineup today playing a 4-3-3. Thomas Jefferson, 3 seniors, 4 juniors, and 4 sophomores. In their starting 11 today, like the Mustangs, they're also playing a 4-3-3 here this evening. One notable absence out of the Mustangs lineup, Brianna Marzano out in concussion protocol. She's hoping to get the go-ahead to return to practice tomorrow, but she will not play here today against the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. So TJ with the early control there, Aslan Majoris pulling it back to Olivia Della Lucia. And the Mustangs able to get a little touch back as they'll try to set it up there with Allie Nose. Mustangs with Jocelyn Radcliffe, Kate Chido, and Taylor Irwin on the front line here tonight, with Allie Nose, Madison Nicolo, and Ellie Mancini in the midfield, with Addie Nose, Madison McLean, Adriana Walker, and Morgan Ferris on the back line. Hannah Bohr celebrating her birthday today in goal for the Mustangs. As Laurel Highlands tries to work it out of their own zone right now. Get Radcliffe over on the far side, then a TJ player getting tripped up, and a little free kick here for the Jags just over a minute in. About 35 yards from goal. It'll be Abby Googie lining up to take it. So Gucci from 35 yards out on the far side to take the free kick here for Thomas Jefferson. Gucci, little line drive into the box. One hopper control there by Hannah Bohr. Had a little traffic with Anna Condos right in front of Bohr. But Hannah able to make the save, but TJ's had the early control. There's Majoris, a little chip out to the top of the 18. They had Natalie, Lamenza over there on the TJ side as well. Ball out of play here on the near side will be Thomas Jefferson's ball. As they'll have a throw-in. Lamenza to send it in. No one home, and Laurel Highlands' Adriana Walker just sends it back out of play for another TJ throw-in. Sierra Frizzoli will take it this time for the Jacks. Trying to get a new ball in. Now two on the field at once. Now Frizzoli to send it in. Little header going back there from Taylor Irwin on the Laurel Highlands side. Friscoli trying to cross to the top of the box. Picked up there by Della Lucia. Della Lucia on it right now. A little turn and cross off the body of Adriana Walker. Control there by Allie Nose of Laurel Highlands. Over to Radcliffe, trying to work it up to Chido. Never gotten Kate's direction. Del Lucia back on it for a moment. Ellie Mancini slowing down that attack. They'll set it up once again to Olivia Del Lucia. On the back line there to Sierra Friscoli. The Mustangs able to pick up control again with Taylor Irwin. Irwin down the near side, but defending there is Sierra Friscoli. Touch back from Gucci. Back to Madeline Gula, who's in goal for the Jags. TJ with Natalie Lamenza on the front line, with Samantha Maliko and Anna Condis. Midfield has Aubrey Little, Ashlyn Majoris, and Olivia DeLucia. On the back line, Sierra Frisoli, Alexis Marcinko, Ashlyn Fry, and Abby Gucci, with Madison Gula in goal. The Jags, three seniors, 4 juniors, and 4 sophomores, and their starting 11. Played just over 4 minutes. This match scoreless so far. Brian Morozak along with you. Billy Dice behind the camera here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Appreciate you joining us for a Monday night of high school soccer action. 2 teams unbeaten so far in Section 2 3A play. A real tester here, I think, for Laurel Highlands, as Thomas Jefferson has certainly played the stronger schedule coming into this match. And the Jags, you go back a season ago, really dominated Laurel Highlands. And taking one there in the head was Anna Condos. Ball deflected out of play. Thomas Jefferson a season ago were the conference champs, 17-3 overall, 13-1 in conference play. Elizabeth Forward, Ringgold, and Connells will also qualified for the playoffs. Mustangs went 7-9 overall and 5-9 in the conference. Kind of faded after a strong start to the season. There's a little chip trying to get to the top of the 18 there from Majoris, deflecting back to Ellie Mancini for Laurel Highlands, trying to free up Kate Chido with Gugi defending. We'll send it back to Madeline Gula in goal, who angles it off here on the near side to Sierra Friscoli. And the Jags from their own zone. Del Lucia back to Gula. Now Gucci again. Went through Malikio. And picked up there by the Mustangs for just a moment. But Malikio getting back on it, sending it up the field to Natalie Lamenza. And Lamenza, top of the 18, now pulls back. Lamenza looking for operating room, sends it just wide. Here on the near side, we'll go out of play for a Laurel Highlands goal kick here at the 33-46 mark of the first half. The Mustangs and the Jags scoreless so far. A season ago, Thomas Jefferson was the number 4 seed in the WPIAL playoffs. Knocked off West Allegheny in the first round 1-0. And then lost to 5th-seeded Greater Latrobe in the quarterfinals by a score of 3-0. Greater Latrobe ended up losing in the semis to Mars, and there's a shot into the back of the net from Samantha Malikio. So Maglicio putting Thomas Jefferson on top, 1-0. Just a well-angled shot getting past Hannah Bohr. Goal coming here at the 33-18 mark of the first half. Maglicio, the sophomore striker for the Jags. Now we'll see if Laurel Highlands has an answer back. Here's Ellie Mancini down the near boundary, sending it up to Chido. Got knocked down trying to regain, trying to fight off the double team there. It's a little help from Taylor Irwin. Back to Chido. Kate Chido down the near side. Working back off to her left. Solid defending there from Della Lucia. And then down to Natalie LaMenza. LaMenza here side of the box for Thomas Jefferson. LaMenza down low. Will cross out in front and sent out of play by the Mustangs. Addie knows. Mentioned 7 seniors in this Mustang starting 11 here today. Just 3 seniors on the Thomas Jefferson side. And we'll have LaMenza taking the corner kick here for the Jags. Billy trying to get an angle for you there. A near corner post. Set high on the backside. A little deflection out in front. All kinds of action there in front of Hannah Bohr, but kept down at the back of the net. Aslan Majoris had the last shot. Now the play whistled down. What do we got? They're going to rule it just out of play, it looks like, off of Laurel Highlands. So another corner kick here for the Jags. And there we go, Billy. How about that clean angle there at the near corner flag from Natalie LaMenza? LaMenza, another high boot far side. Getting a lot of contact out in front and cleared out by Taylor Irwin. Now the throw in here for the Jags. 31-13 left here in the first half. Sierra Friscoli will send this one in. And over the head of Anna Condos. Again, deflecting out here on the near side. Only home soccer game this week for either the Laurel Highlands girls or boys. Boys in Fayette County, but not at home this week. They'll have matches against Albert Gallatin and Connellsville on Tuesday and Thursday. Boys return to action here at home next Tuesday against Trinity. As of now, that'll be our next TV match here on the South Union Township Sports Network. That one directed over to Ellie Mancini. Trying to control it down. Jags pick it up. Low ball in the direction of Natalie LaMenza. Cleared back to center. And out of play. Mustangs now with possession. Played 10 minutes so far. Lone goal from Maglico on the Thomas Jefferson side at the 33-18 mark. Majoris on it right now, sending it back to Madeline Gula, the keeper. Angled off again to Friscoli. Friscoli starts motoring down the near side. Off to her right now to Della Lucia with a good boot, looking for LaMenza. Natalie LaMenza into the box. LaMenza trying to pull back up, one too deep. Ball out of play for a Mustang goal kick. Certainly a scary sight this past Friday. We had the Laurel Highlands football game for you on the road at Kiski area, but certainly got good news on Saturday that Antoine Black, who was airlifted from that game, regaining all movement back. Antoine does have a concussion, not expected to play this week when the Mustangs travel to McKeesport to take on the Tigers. We'll have that game 7 o'clock for you on Friday night, our simulcast with WMBS. Hannah Board out to the top of the box. Sending it out to Allie Nose. Nose in a little fight there with Aubrey Little. Touched up. Looking for Chido. Has Ratcliffe ahead of the play. Looking there for Jocelyn. Broken up by the Jags. Majoris there. Majoris sending it down the far side. Got through Madison McLean. And controlled by Aubrey Little. A little battle there with the Mustangs. Addie Nose. And Addie sends it out of play. And actually, no, they're going to rule that off of Little and out. So the Mustangs will get possession back. They're at the 28-12 mark of the first half. A 1-0 lead for Thomas Jefferson over Laurel Highlands here early on. Today's match being brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the law offices of Zebulon Mahaloff and White, the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Mustangs came into conference play, mentioned a goal differential of 20-1. Now 20-2 right now after the Jags struck first. And TJ's had most of the possession so far in this contest here tonight. A little high boot there, controlled by Hannah Bohr. Hannah will race out here on the near side. Send this one back to center. Headed by Olivia DeLucia on the Thomas Jefferson side. Touch from LaMenza. Back in the midfield to Majoris. And now Gucci on the back line. Abby Gucci. Low ball forward. Jags set it up with good possession there from Maglico. Had the opening goal. That one sent high from LaMenza and out of play. Another Mustang goal kick. With 26-25 left here in the first half. Brian Morozak along with Billy Dice. Nice to have you along with us. Billy, a local soccer coach in the area as well. What age group are you in, Billy?
U8.
Under 8. Developing the future. Sierra Friscoli to send it in. Broken up by Taylor Irwin. Friscoli trying to get it back. A little touchdown this time. Over to Maglico. Pulled back to Della Lucia. Della Lucia, little line drive. Tough ball there, but saved by Hannah Bohr. And Bohr will take it back to the top of the box. Booted back in Kate Chido's direction. Lost there to Marcinko. Back to Gucci. Now the Jags come out of their own zone and turn it over to Ellie Mancini. Mustangs on the counter attack. Irwin. Little chip up to Kate Chido. But Gucci, they're able to play it back to Madeline Gula. Back over here to Sierra Friscoli. Looking there for LaMenza. And lost out of play. Mustangs take a quick throw in for Morgan Ferris. Into the corner looking for Taylor Irwin. It'll go out and will be a goal kick here for the Jags. Pretty quick moving first half so far. 24-35 left here in the first half. Still a 1-0 lead for Thomas Jefferson over Laurel Highlands. Last year when these two teams played, Thomas Jefferson won the opening match at TJ by a score of 8-0 and won here at Laurel Highlands on October the 5th by a 6-0 score. And there's Chido sending it into the back of the net, and the Mustangs tie things up. Kate Chido, the answer back at the 24-13 mark of the first half, and we're knotted at 1. And Kate Chido has just been on fire this season for Laurel Highlands. I believe that's her 7th already. And the Mustangs have things knotted up. So forget about those lopsided scores from last year. Laurel Highlands with 7 seniors in their starting 11 here today, a different team in 2023. Have things knotted up with the Jags at 1. Almost 16 minutes in. A really solid goal for the Mustangs, forcing a turnover, and despite the fact that Thomas Jefferson's had about a 2-1 time of possession over the Mustangs, Laurel Highlands has this match tied at 1. Del Lucia, low ball to LaMenza. Look out here, Natalie LaMenza. And a little knockdown in the cover from Hannah Bohr.
Mustang goal by number 13, Kate Chido.
So Chido and Maglico, the first half goal scorers. And the Mustangs trying to spring Chido here again with Gucci defending. Chido trying to find the loose ball, getting a little help there from Jocelyn Radcliffe. Joss trying to get her form back after a couple of injuries over the summer. Rosie Amoroso seeing her first match action out there now for Laurel Highlands. Morgan Ferris breaking that one up. Down here on the near side is Adriana Walker. Back over to Ferris. Going to rule it out of play. Very close here on the near boundary.
On the field for Mustangs, 17, Rosie Amoroso.
It'll be Sierra Friscoli
Cameron McLean.
here on the throw-in. Younger McLean, Cameron, wearing number 8, only a freshman. Also seeing her first match action of the night as well. Mancini. Touch back there to Irwin. Played forward to Cameron McLean. Amoroso up to Radcliffe. Jocelyn Radcliffe battling there with Ashlyn Fry. Goes back to Gucci on the back line. Jags trying to set it up again, almost 18 minutes in. Far side break from Aubrey Little. And all too much juice on that one. Sailing it out on the far side. Addie Nose to take the throw in for the Mustangs. And now Alexa Taylor will check in for Kate Chido, just to give Chido a little rest here. Maybe get a quick drink. Expect Kate back in rather quickly. There's Cameron McLean. Pushing it up the field, looking there for Alexa Taylor. Collecting it back to Cameron. Now Sister Madison enters the fray. A good move coming back there from Della Lucia. Low through ball. And able to get knocked down there by Condos. Rolling back to Hannah Bohr.
Number 4, Alexa Taylor.
That one bouncing over Jocelyn Radcliffe and going out of play on the far side. A change here on the TJ side as well, as Anna Condos now checks out. I believe that's Cecilia Wessel coming into the match wearing number 20. And we're almost midway through this first half. 20:41 left here in the first half. Match now tied at 1. Again, brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahal, and White. Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters in South Union Township. Supervisors, low shot there from LaMenza, and another save for Hannah Bohr. Boy, has Bohr been busy here in this first half. And LaMenza's peppered her a couple of times. And another boot back to center. Looking there for Alexa Taylor. Helped out there by Radcliffe. The Jags back on the control. Over to LaMenza. A little give and go up the field, but broken up that time by Laurel Highlands. On the back line again, Abby Gucci. Jags now trying to set it up through the midfield there with Maglico coming forward. Alexis Majoris broken up, and the Mustangs with it back to Alexa Taylor. Taylor getting knocked down there by Olivia Del Lucia. We play on, no foul call. Referee's letting them play here in the opening 21 minutes. Swung back to Natalie LaMenza. LaMenza stepping back up in the play. A little sidewinder going wide of Bohr here on the near side and out of play. Another goal kick here for the Mustangs. Kate Chido back on the Laurel Highlands side. Alexa Taylor will check back out. Maybe not. Might have been Radcliffe that checked out. Taylor over in Radcliffe's spot. Now Chino back in that center attacking position for Laurel Highlands. Sierra Friscoli take the throw in. Jags making another change. Aslan Majoris checking out. Looks like number 18. Caitlin Sukol coming into the match. Jags try to work it in the box there to Maglico. Goes out of play. Be another corner kick. And Natalie LaMenza will take it here again. With 17:47 left in the first half. Match still tied at 1. LaMenza, another high boots. Over on the back post, trying to track it down is Maglico. Goes out of play. The Mustangs will have the throw in now with Adriana Walker. And appreciate you joining us here on the South Union Township Sports Network tonight. Brian Morozak along with Bill Dice, who's behind the camera. Jason Taylor also up here in the press box. You'll hear Jason on the public address system throughout the course of the evening tonight as well. Mustangs and the Jags tied at 1. 16:55 left here in the first half. Free kick up coming for Laurel Highlands. Walker to take it. Headed there by Del Lucia. For Thomas Jefferson, Alexa Taylor trying to chase it down. But Ashlyn Fry to take the throw-in. Fry sends it down the far boundary. Jags pick it back up there with Caitlin Sukol. Over to Fry again. Del Lucia playing it off her body. Alexa Taylor trying to get it back there for the Mustangs. Back to Adinose. Loses it out of play on the far side. And the Mustangs without Brianna Marzano tonight. Normal starter and concussion protocol. Chido unable to pick that one up. Goes back to Abby Gucci. Now Marcinko. On the Mustang defensive line to Madison McLean. Both teams looking to establish a little control here with the match tied at 1. 15:39 left in the first half, and coming loose in the box there for the Jags. Sukol unable to put it on goal. TJ, though, still buzzing. That one deflected wide on the far side after Cecilia Wessel had an opportunity there on the Thomas Jefferson side. Jocelyn Radcliffe now back in on the Laurel Highlands side. Alexa Taylor takes the seats. And Coach Denny Marzano trying to manage the minutes on his front line for Radcliffe and Chido. Jags find it again. A little cross going through here on the near side. Natalie LaMenza trying to track it down. Pulls back, resets. Lamenza a little touch into the box. Going there to Sukol. Sukol trying to stay with it. And the Mustangs send it out of play here on the near side. Good defense from Adriana Walker. Natalie Lamenza reloads again from the near side. Maglico had a touch. Now Maglico trying to regain. But Rosie Amoroso there on the Laurel Highlands side. Battling with Maglico. Now a little step up there from Madison McLean. She got fouled. So the Mustangs will have a free kick from their own zone. With 14:20 left here in the first half. Match still tied at 1. Most casual observers having Thomas Jefferson as a favorite coming into the match. Just with their strength of schedule coming in and their control over Laurel Highlands a season ago. And we're conference champs. Now the Mustangs going toe-to-toe with Thomas Jefferson here in the opening 24 minutes plus. Amoroso checking out. Allie knows back in. Addie knows taking the throw in. And after a little deflection, trying to chip it up to Jocelyn Radcliffe. And pulled back to Nose. Helped along there by Mancini. And reset on the front line in the direction of Irwin. But it's Natalie Lamenza coming back here for Thomas Jefferson. Lamenza trying to work around Cameron McLean. Angles it off on the near side. Resetting to Alexis Marcinko. Marcinko takes it back on her defensive line to Abby Gucci with Chido in pursuit. Gucci a good run forward. Low ball cleared back out again by Madison McLean. Jocelyn Radcliffe down the far boundary and able to keep it in play. It'll be a throw in here for Thomas Jefferson and Ashlyn Fry. Fry quickly in as we go under 13 minutes left here in the first half. Still tied at 1. Alexis Marcinko angled back here to Sierra Friscoli. Across it out in front. Cameron McLean knocking it down. Through Ellie Mancini. Touched back by Alexis Marcinko. On to Della Lucia. Now on the near side, Natalie Lamenza trying to track it down. Goes out of play. Be a goal kick here for the Mustangs. Well played on both sides here in the opening 28 minutes. Knocked down there by Natalie Lamenza. Played back on the other side there from Abby Gucci. Jags look for a little possession time. Maglico off on the far side to Della Lucia. Back into the box. Aubrey Little there. Knocked away by Madison McLean. Della Lucia back in on the cross. Out in front and sent back in by Cecilia Wessel, who came off the bench to score here for the Jags off the cross from Olivia Della Lucia. It's Cecilia Wessel getting the goal, and Thomas Jefferson back on top by a score of 2-1 here, the 11:29 mark of the first half. Wessel, the sophomore forward. The Jags now on top, 2-1. So Maglico and Wessel goals for Thomas Jefferson. Chido scoring for Laurel Highlands. And the Jags back on top by 1. Cameron McLean back to Sister Madison. Mustangs try to work through the midfield. Up to Kate Chido. Trying to spin it off to Taylor Irwin. Broken up by Sierra Friscoli. Another poke on the Laurel Highlands side as they try to get Kate Chido free, like she broke forward at the 24-13 mark for the lone Mustang goal. Wessel continues to battle. Jags set it back up. Del Lucia looking for another cross. Broken up that time by the Mustangs. Addie knows. Touching on the far boundary there to Jocelyn Radcliffe and out of play.
Jaguars goal by number 20, Cecilia
Not a lot of TJ fans here today. Mostly a pro Laurel Highlands crowd. Mustangs with possession there. Taylor Irwin went through Kate Chido. Back to Abby Gucci. Jags pick it up again. Good ball movement in the box. Look out here. And a collision between Wessel and Bohr, and Hannah able to hold on there on the Laurel Highlands side. Boy, has Wessel been buzzing since she's come into the match off the bench on the Thomas Jefferson side. Already a goal so far, almost had two. There's Abby Gucci. Down to Maglico. That one going off of Sylvia Kashikan out of play. Ava Rulva-Kaba entering for the first time as well on the Laurel Highlands side, wearing number 24. We're down to 9:03 left here in the first half. 2-1 Jags over the Mustangs. Another change here on the Thomas Jefferson side as Wessel gets a breather after her goal. And Natalie LaMenza back into the match. Not much of a drop-off when you put Wessel in for LaMenza. Both great players from that left striking position on the Thomas Jefferson side. Like to see those two in together. It'll be very dangerous for Thomas Jefferson head coach Sean Richter. He's assisted by John Marcinko and Jessica Spina. Denny Marzano, the head coach of the Laurel Highlands girls team. Jacob Sabatula and Tammy Marzano assisting. And Jacob Campbell, the keeper coach. And there's Jocelyn Radcliffe looking for a break, but Abby Gucci breaking it up. Natalie LaMenza had it for a moment. Picked back up by Taylor Irwin. Spun back over, looking there for Kate Chido. Again cleared back to center. Adriana Walker with a jag on her back. Walker, good step up into the play there for the Mustangs. Pulling off to Irwin. Taylor Irwin trying to battle forward. LaMenza trying to keep it in play, and Natalie LaMenza coming back here for Thomas Jefferson. Maglico pulls up. Good ball forward to Anna Condos on the chase down. Condos top of the box. Work off to her right. But Walker, the only player there on the Laurel Highlands side, trying to clear it up the field. Over to Ava Rulva-Kaba. Jags Maglico coming back over to Natalie LaMenza. LaMenza stepping into the box, fires a little line drive. Blocked down by Hannah Bourne, deflected wide. That left striking position for Thomas Jefferson, no matter if it's LaMenza there or Wessel, they've been peppering Bohr all night. This time LaMenza will take the corner. LaMenza set to go, high arc, and Bohr able to get it before the ball crossed on the back post. Bohr will boot it back to center. Through Gucci, looking there for Chido. Kate Chido looking for possession. Good defense there from Alexis Marcinko on the Thomas Jefferson side. Won back by Rulva-Kaba. Angled here on the near side. The direction of Taylor Irwin was broken up there by Sierra Friscoli, but picked back up again by Irwin. Chipped off to Chido. Here's Kate Chido again. Works off to her left there to Radcliffe. Got knocked down in the box. No call. We play on as Olivia Del Lucia works it out of her own zone. Jags a little open space ahead. Looking to maintain possession. Addie knows there on the Mustangs side. Goes back in the direction of Madison McLean. And Madison just sends it out of play with an Acondos there on the Thomas Jefferson side. 5:33 left before halftime, 2-1. Thomas Jefferson leads Laurel Highlands. Throw in here for TJ. Waiting for a few more subs to clear. Referees give the go-ahead. This one tossed into the box. Picked up there by Friscoli, and Bohr, another save. Robbing Sierra Friscoli there. Give Bohr a lot of credit. Really has played a terrific first half for the Mustangs despite conceding 2 goals. Thomas Jefferson has controlled the shot so far in this match. Alexis Taylor on the far side battling there with Ashlyn Fry. Taylor the last to touch it. Fry to take the throw-in. Now we'll bounce it into the far boundary. Over to Maglico. Maglico looking for Anacondos. Picked up for a moment on the Laurel Highlands side before Friscoli has another chip back. Taylor trying to find it again for the Mustangs. Maglico there again. Back to Gucci. Gucci a little lob back on the far side. Deflected down again by Addy Nose. Addy now heading it along. And a 4:02 left here in the first half. Abby Gucci, another boot down off the body of Addy Nose. Both McLean's over there on the Laurel Highlands side. It's Madison that knocks it out of play. Two changes here on the Laurel Highlands side. I think Madison Niccolo back in for the Mustangs. The other entry is a re-entry from Ellie Mancini. Olivia Del Lucia. There on the TJ side. Back to Abby Gucci. Madison Niccolo, normally a defender, playing more of a midfield position today as that poke goes wide from Aubrey Little. Under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Samantha Maglico got the opening goal at the 33-18 mark. Kate Shido back for Laurel Highlands to tie the match at 1 at the 24-13 mark. Then Cecilia Wessel a goal at the 11-19 mark of the first half. Wessel off the bench to give Thomas Jefferson a 2-1 lead over Laurel Highlands. As Kate Shido tries to race that one down for the Mustangs. Throw in here for the Jags. Off the body of Taylor Irwin, deflected out of play. It'll be Morgan Ferris to take the throw in into Chido. Kate Chido trying to stay with it. Ellie Mancini trying to play it, but Madeline Gula with the control there from the Thomas Jefferson goal. And a 1:45 left here in the first half. Still a 2-1 lead for Thomas Jefferson over Laurel Highlands. Madison McLean down to Addy Nose. Addy working back through center. Here's Addy, a good run here for the Mustangs. Trying to spin it off to Chido. And a good run from La Menza. And the scoop up from Hannah Bohr. Picked up on the near boundary. We have 1 minute left here in the first half. And a free kick here for Ellie Mancini. Mancini, a little lob into the box. Deflected back by Abby Gucci. Madison Niccolo, a little poke. Going wide on the far side. And as they look for a ball, time will tick away here in the first half. Thomas Jefferson, a 2-1 lead over Laurel Highlands. As head of the locker room, again, our match being brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis and Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White, the Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Again, 2-1, your halftime score, Thomas Jefferson over Laurel Highlands. We're back with the second half in about 10 minutes here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Just about ready to start the second half of the match. 2-1 Thomas Jefferson leads Laurel Highlands. Brian Morozak along with Billy Dice. Appreciate you joining us for a Monday night of high school girls soccer action here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Mustangs enter the match 4-1 overall, 3-0 in the conference. Thomas Jefferson 3-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play. A lot on the line for both of these schools and a well-played first half. Again, Maglico and Wessel, the goal scorers on the Thomas Jefferson side. Kate Chido scored right in the middle at the 24-13 mark of the first half. And that's where we sit right now at 2-1 in favor of Thomas Jefferson over Laurel Highlands. Big week for the Mustangs. They'll travel to Elizabeth Forward coming up on Wednesday. And now an opportunity here for Natalie Lamenza on another save from Hannah Bohr. For the Mustangs, will take on Elizabeth Forward coming up on Wednesday night on the road. Elizabeth Forward also off to a nice start this season. 2-1 overall, 2-0 in the conference. And like the Mustangs, they've been rather dominant in conference play, outscoring their opponents by a score of 15-1 so far in the conference. And Thomas Jefferson, the early aggressor here to start the second half. Lamenza again, high lob. Look out here. Bohr just sending it over the back of the goal with a little poke, but that one got a little scary in front of Hannah Bohr in celebrating her birthday here tonight. Now a corner kick for the Jags. Lamenza was down on the far side. Now she's going to go all the way over and take it here from the near side. And Lamenza now set to go. Hand in the air, little line drive. All the way through on the backside. Another lob back towards goal. I think offside's the call there on the shot attempt from Sierra Friscoli. Had a couple of Jags trying to creep in there on the backside. The Mustangs will get it here on a free kick. Thomas Jefferson's back at home on Wednesday as well. They'll host Albert Gallatin. Be back in Fayette County on Saturday. So they'll travel to Uniontown to take on the Red Raiders. It'll be a 10 a.m. start at Bill Power Stadium on Saturday. Jocelyn Radcliffe, good run here, but unable to track it down on the near boundary. Well set up. Abby Gucci defending for Thomas Jefferson. And we mentioned Radcliffe trying to get her form back a little bit, a couple of injuries throughout the summer. Her minutes, though, have been getting a little higher. So we get a couple of weeks into the season here on the high school side. Clear almost went and took out a Mustang cheerleader. Nights gradually getting a little bit cooler. See a couple of jackets on from those Mustang cheerleaders as Addie Nose sends it back in. Ellie Mancini unable to keep it in on the near side. And back over to Thomas Jefferson. These two schools will meet again at TJ on October the 4th for the second meeting of the season. Mustangs back at home next Monday against Ringgold. Also have home games October 2nd against Albert Gallatin, the 9th against Elizabeth Ford, and the 16th against Connellsville. So 3 straight Monday night home games in October. The Connellsville game will be the final regular season game for the Mustangs, and you never know, that could end up being a win and you get in situation for the WPIAL playoffs. Here's Chido. Kind of settled back there to Mancini. Deflected back to center where Natalie Lamenza picks it up there for Thomas Jefferson. Low ball forward. Aubrey Little trying to track it down, but rolls back to the top of the 18 where it's controlled there by the Mustangs' Hannah Bohr. Out over to Addie Nose. Lost the handle. Jags pick it back up. On the run back, Aubrey Little. Resetting to Maglico. Has scored the opening goal of the match. Crosses it wide on the far side. Intercepting there is Hannah Bohr again. $35-20 left here in the second half. Olivia Del Lucia Back over to La Menza. Now Lucia again looking for a little control. Back to Maglico. And sent out. Jags pick it back up. Another cross. Blocking it there as Addie knows Aubrey Little standing around on the Jags side. Again, it goes out of play. It'll be a corner kick here once again for Thomas Jefferson with 34:29 left in regulation time. Jags a 2-1 lead over the Mustangs. Natalie LaMenza will put it down on the far side. LaMenza on the boots. A little traffic out in front. Jags try to keep control. A little pressure there from Adriana Walker. It's circled back to Alexis Marcinko. And now Abby Gucci again on the TJ side. Gucci a little boot down, plays off sides. Behind the pack there was Anna Condos. The Mustangs take the free kick. Headed back by Aslan Majoris. Stepping up on the run back. Shot from Natalie LaMenza, partially blocked. Mustangs break back. On the chip there is Maglico again for Thomas Jefferson. Picked up by the Mustangs, Kate Chido. Couple of Jags around. Chido with Marcinko defending. Chido down the far boundary, just ran out of room. And lost it out of play.
Let's hear it for those Mustang cheerleaders.
Another TJ throw-in. Other games around the section tonight. Bell Vernon and Fayette County at Albert Gallatin. Elizabeth Ford at Connellsville. Of course, Thomas Jefferson here at Laurel Highlands. In fact, all three conference games being played in Fayette County. Chase another one down. Having trouble keeping balls in play here tonight. Reminder, if you're watching this match on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, I'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to the South Union Township Facebook page, facebook.com/SouthUnionTV, and get notifications anytime we go live. Also archive most of our broadcasts on the South Union Township Sports Network YouTube page as well. You can watch our broadcasts at any time. That one booted out here on the near side. I think some of the ball boys and ball girls down there just having trouble tracking down everything. The Addy knows to take this throw in. Mustang students that are here are very energetic. Good to see their support of Mustang soccer here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Good battle there. Allie knows on the scrum with Aslan Majoris. See which way this one goes.
This match is being streamed on the South Union Township Network Facebook page and will be uploaded after the game. It will be uploaded to the South Union Township Network YouTube page as well as the WMBS YouTube page.
It'll be a free kick here for Abby Gucci for Thomas Jefferson, 35 yards out. Mustangs back the wall up. Jags up 2-1, looking for more. We approach the half-hour mark of the second half. Gucci going short. Picked up there by Della Lucia. Played along by Friscoli. Bodied back again by Gucci. Little double team on, but kept alive. Aubrey Little just sending it wide on the far side. Jags continue to buzz, up 2-1 over Laurel Highlands. Under 30 minutes left here in the second half. Our match being brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 north of Uniontown. UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White. Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. A little collision here, side of the box. Getting knocked down there was Anacondos on the TJ side. Addie Nose trying to clear it out there for Laurel Highlands. Gets a little help there from a teammate, and as a poke it up there to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Addie back on it. Over to Sister Allie. And off of TJ and out as they try to send it up to Joss. It'll be Addie Nose to trigger this one in. Hey, that's what the issue is on a lot of these loose balls. They don't have ball boys or ball girls. At least enough of them out there to track all of them down. There's Jocelyn Radcliffe. Low ball went off of Gucci. Now whistled down. Handball. Free kick here for the Mustangs. Ellie Mancini will take this free kick. 45 yards out. Junior midfielder. Been starting since her freshman year. Mancini, good boot. Looking for Radcliffe. Kind of got shouldered off the ball. He goes out of play for a Thomas Jefferson goal kick. As we go under 28 minutes left in this second half. Laurel Highlands has never won a WPIAL playoff game. Closest they've come, probably back in 2016, hosted a preliminary round game against Gateway. Lost by a score of 2-0. Not the closest they've been in the postseason as of late. Losses against Mars, West Allegheny, Trinity, Mars again, and Plum were all by hefty goal totals. Missed out last year for the first time since 2015. Addie Nose to take this throw in. Looking there for Chido. Back to Addie. Now Radcliffe into the box. Gucci sends it back out. Madison McLean tried to step up. On the counterattack, here come the Jags. Down the near boundary, Aubrey Little. Here's Little side of the box. Pulls back up. Aubrey Little on the blast. Partially blocked out in front. Another opportunity there for Thomas Jefferson. High boot going wide on the far side there from Anacondos. And a Mustang goal kick. Give Laurel Highlands credit. They're down 2-1. I mean, this is a well-tailored Thomas Jefferson team. Mentioned we're the conference champs a year ago. Didn't lose a lot off that conference championship team. Wins over Connellsville, Bell Vernon, and Franklin Regional already this season. Certainly one of the favorites in the conference again in 2023. Abby Gucci trying to lead that one back up the field. Addie Nose finding it again for Laurel Highlands. Down to Chido. And blasted back out again by Hannah Bohr. And actually booted back out by Madeline Gula. Bohr, of course, now on the other side. Rosie Amoroso checking out on the Laurel Highlands side. Actually, no, she's going to check in, never officially reported at the table. Try to go in quickly. Referees did not allow it. L.A. Mancini battling there with Alexis Marcinko. Mustangs try to cross out in front. Looking there for Allie Nose. And sit out on the far side. Now they'll let Amoroso check into the match. We approach the 25-minute mark, coming in for Alinos. Mustangs trying to get in at Chido. Their boot from the far side will juggle and a regain there from Gula. You had Radcliffe camping out in front there. Good pressure on the Laurel Highlands side. There's Amoroso. Deflected out. Touch there from Madison McLean over to Madison Nicolo. Now Ellie Mancini. Mancini on the run down for the Mustangs. Her pass intercepted there by Sierra Friscoli. Mustangs try to pick it back up. A little chip. Taylor Irwin trying to track it down. Roll back here to Madeline Gula again. With 24 minutes left here in the second half. Still 2-1. Thomas Jefferson over Laurel Highlands. Gula boots it back to center. Controlled by Samantha Maglico. And a good ball. Let's see if it's onside to Aubrey Little. Flag stays down. Little pulls up side of the box. Little on the cross out in front. Goes through back post. Down on the play. No foul call there on Lamanza's shot attempt. Natalie Lamanza, good opportunity there on the back post for Thomas Jefferson. A few other subs. Madison Nicolo back out on the Laurel Highlands side. Aslan Majoris checking out for Thomas Jefferson. This one going back to Abby Gucci. Pulled down to Aubrey Little. Good ball movement to Maglico. Maglico, nice little sidestep. Line drive. Save again from Hannah Bohr. Hannah Bohr keeping the Mustangs in this game at 2-1 with 22:41 left in regulation time. Bohr has played a great game for Laurel Highlands here tonight. And it's going to get another opportunity here on a little playback. Able to cover. For another boot back to center. Mustangs looking for a little control. Chido was there. Last touch by TJ going out. Be the Mustangs' ball. Mentioned Laurel Highlands faded late last year. Lost the final 4 regular season matches when they're actually in playoff contention. Fell to TJ, Elizabeth Forward, Ringgold, and Connellsville in succession to miss out on the postseason. They would have got a couple of wins during that stretch. Could have kept that playoff streak alive. Radcliffe got knocked down there by Maglico. Foul called on Samantha Maglico. Free kick here for the Mustangs from midfield with 21:32 left in the second half. Madison McLean to take it. Maddie line drive. No one home. Just letting it go out of play there. The TJ keeper, Madeline Gula. At least 16 teams will qualify for the playoffs out of 3A. Top 4 in each conference, then any fourth place ties for the teams who have split the regular season series. Gucci, a little misplay. Look out here. Ellie Mancini on the ball for Laurel Highlands. Couldn't push it up the field. Jags trying to counter with the ball in Aubrey Little's direction. Goes over the near boundary and out, and Addie knows. Take another throw in here for Laurel Highlands. Up to Ellie Mancini. Going through McLean. Natty Nose sending it back in again. Over to Jocelyn Radcliffe. A collision we play on. You had Cameron McLean over there. Then Natty Nose comes sliding in. Send it back to the midfield to Kate Chido. Chido had Alexa Taylor down on the far wing. Could not get in her direction. And now Adriana Walker resets from her own zone. Again, controlled by the Jags and Alexis Marcinko. Thomas Jefferson. Another break down the far side. Cross out in front. Deflects back and a high shot there from Natalie Lamenza. A save made by Hannah Bohr again. Radcliffe looking for it, but it's Olivia Della Lucia controlling for Thomas Jefferson. Another line drive. This one into the back of the net. Shot taken there by Natalie Lamenza. So the Jags, after peppering Hannah Bohr throughout much of the second half, finally get one to go through there from Lamenza, who's been very active tonight. And getting one to go here with 18:55 left in the second half. And that could do the Mustangs in now as Laurel Highlands trails by 2 with just under 19 minutes left in regulation. Going to be tough to recuperate after that. Amoroso trying to step up. Taken away by Ashlyn Fry. Looking for Wessel, who scored off the bench back in the first half. And rolls back to Hannah Bohr again. Bohr, a good ball back to center. Headed back by Fry. Off of Della Lucia. Over to Lamenza to score the last goal for TJ. Lamenza trying to work her way around Alexa Taylor. Good control. Back on the TJ defensive line. And a good setup there from Caitlin Sukol, trying to get it down to Samantha Maglico. A little bit too far and out of play. So the Natalie Lamenza goal as the Jags up 2 with 3-1. 17:35 left here in the second half. Again, the Laurel Highlands boys looking for their first conference win. Matches against Albert Gallatin and Connellsville this week, both on the road. They're back at home a week from tomorrow against Trinity. We'll have that match for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Brian Morozak along with Bill Dice tonight. Jason Taylor, your public address announcer. Lamenza, another low ball. Bohr able to make that save. And our match being brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. The Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank. The law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White. The Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters. The South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. $16:27 left here in regulation time. Taylor on the far side. Control there by Lamenza. Up to Maglico. Had a little give and go there with Lamenza. Lost it out of play. Ruvalcaba back in on the Laurel Highlands side as Mancini takes a seat. In high school football on Friday, Laurel Highlands on the road at McKee Sports. 7 o'clock starts. Have a simulcast with WMBS on Friday nights. Here's Lamenza again back into the box. Lamenza cross back Deflected there by Madison McLean. Try to send it back up to sister Cameron. Morgan Ferris there as well on the Laurel Highlands side. Mustangs last to touch it. And Natalie Lamenzo will set up for another TJ corner kick. So Lamenza to take the corner from the far side with 15-12. Left here in the second half. Lamenza, a good boot. Jags looking for a deflection, trying to chase it down. There is Ashlyn Fry. Taylor defending on the Laurel Highlands side. Fry stays with it. Actually played it behind Sierra Friscoli, setting up an opportunity for Kate Chido coming back for the Mustangs. Chido needing a few reinforcements. She's not going to get it. Caitlin Sukul coming back for the Jags. Sukul, good ball down to Wessel, but scooped up by Hannah Bohr again on the Laurel Highlands side. 14:38 to play. Thomas Jefferson, a 2-goal lead over Laurel Highlands. Play whistle down. Free kick up coming for Laurel Highlands. The Haunted Trail is back in South Union Township. Yes, the Haunted Trail of Treats coming your way October the 14th at Hutchinson Park from 1 to 4 p.m. You can email C. Schiffbauer at SouthUnionTownship.com for more information. SouthUnionTWP.com. The Haunted Trail of Treats, Saturday, October the 14th. Billy, have you signed Manny up for that yet? Billy says Manny loves it. Billy probably gets some candy out of it, too. Again, that's Saturday, October the 14th. Said he has to eat some candy. Doesn't want his son's teeth to rot, right? That's what we all say. Make sure to sign up your family now. Space is limited. And the Haunted Trail of Treats, October the 14th at Hutchinson Park. From 1 to 4 p.m. Another great events from South Union Township. 13:07 left here in the second half. Apparently they're lining up some food trucks for that event as well, Billy. That should be a lot of fun. Jags up 2, looking for more. That one going wide and out of play. Don't believe the Mustangs touched it, so another goal kick. Looks like Mancini back in on the Laurel Highlands side for Alexis Taylor. It's actually the 6th year already that the township's done the Haunted Trail of Treats. One of the biggest events of the year. Jags on the backside there with Natalie Lamenza. Top to Sukul. Mustangs break it up. Ellie Mancini got a battle forward there with Sierra Friscoli. Mancini set up Kate Chido. Intercepted by Abby Gugi's. Done a nice job on the back line for Thomas Jefferson tonight. Addie knows there for Laurel Highlands. Intercepted by Maglico. Maglico a shot. And a little juggle and a rebound sent in out in front for the Thomas Jefferson goal by number 25, Alyssa Tarpey. So Alyssa Tarpey has just checked into the match. Getting the goal out in front there for the Jags. Thomas Jefferson now on top 4-1. Mustangs trying to send it back to Kate Chido. Madeline Gula laying it back to center. 10:55 left here in the second half. Jason, are you sure that was Tarpey? Because I'm not seeing her out on the field. To double check that fourth DJ goal. And I was being told Tarpey, but I don't think Tarpey's out there. So nonetheless, it's 4-1 Jags. Now up 3. 10:24 to play. Lamenzo looking for another one. Hannah Bohr making that save. Chido there for the Mustangs. 13 on 13 is Alexis Marcinko there on the Thomas Jefferson side. So with the win, Thomas Jefferson will improve to 4-1 overall. 3-0 in conference play. Loss will drop the Mustangs to 4-2 overall and 3-0 in the conference. The only other Laurel Highlands loss came against Waynesburg in the Laurel Highlands tournament game here on September the 2nd. Mustangs played 2 matches that day, defeated Bentworth 2-0, but lost to Waynesburg 3-1. Again, the Mustangs get back at it on the road Wednesday at Elizabeth Forward. They came close to getting a goal there from Allie Nose, just poking it wide with 9:18 to play. Mustangs only one non-conference game the rest of the season. That'll be at Mount Pleasant on October the 5th. Rest of the schedule all conference games. Thomas Jefferson only playing one more non-conference game as well against Moon on October 14th. Be a good tune-up game for the playoffs. There's Aubrey Little. Addie Nose has seen a lot of the ball for the Mustangs. Sending it wide over to Cameron McLean. Now up to Chido again. Give and go with Mancini. Deflected back looking for Allie Nose. Cameron McLean there for the Mustangs. 8:20 now left here in the second half. This one winds down. Olivia Del Lucia. So it's played a nice game for Thomas Jefferson tonight. And a rather clean game as well. Haven't seen any cards issued on either side. Only a handful of fouls. Good sportsmanship on both sides. Always love seeing that. And again, if we didn't pass it along during our last Laurel Highlands boys match last week, there was that controversial goal that the Mustangs gave up, and we weren't sure what had exactly happened. Apparently, the call was a goal kick for Laurel Highlands, and Luke Simpson, the Mustang keeper, had 6 seconds to get rid of it, did not do it in that elapsed time, which allowed the defender from Ringgold to come over and kick it in the back of the net, which tied the match and then gave the Rams some momentum in that contest as they went on to win. But a call that we have not seen very often, if at all, over the years. And I think Laurel Highlands was arguing on their end of things. They did not know that they were even awarded a goal kick and that the ball was in play, and the other Mustangs couldn't touch it as well because Simpson had already been declared the kick taker off the goal kick. Just an odd situation. Hopefully you don't see a situation like that happen in the future either. Bohr scooping up another one. .634 to play. Jason Taylor was telling me, got an opportunity to check out the West Virginia football team on Saturday down at Duquesne. Rodney Gallagher, a couple of touches in that game for the Mountaineers. They knocked off the Dukes. Of course, West Virginia and Pitt will play on Saturday. 7:30 game down in Morgantown. Both teams trying to bounce back after a little bit of a rough start to the season. Both enter play at 1-1. Pitt fell to Cincinnati on Saturday. Ava Rulva-Kaba back out there for the Mustangs. Under 6 minutes to play. TJ in control, up 4-1. That one sent wide. If you missed it as well, go back and look at the Herald Standard over the weekend. A nice article from Rob Burchani on our former colleague Jerry Dupé. Rob did a nice job honoring Jerry in the Herald Standard this past weekend. So a nice little write-up on longtime Mapletown statistician Chris Bates, who retired in the offseason. Rob always doing a nice job with the Herald Standard. You know, Billy, who we have not seen at all this fall? Our good buddy Jonathan Guth. We have not seen the Guth at all over the fall. I hope Jonathan's doing all right. And Jonathan, if you happen to be checking in to our broadcast here today, let us know that you're doing all right. Miss seeing you around at the games. Billy said he might be getting ready for wrestling season. 4:30 to play. I think if I remember right, Jonathan was going down to work for the Observer Reporter in Washington County. A little foul call there with 4:08. I was actually close to your old stomping grounds, Billy, yesterday. Played a golf course called Highland Springs on the way to Bethany College. Right on the Pennsylvania-West Virginia border in Washington County. Yep. Actually have about 6 holes in Pennsylvania, 12 in the state of West Virginia. The only other golf course that I've played that's had holes in 2 states is Farmstead down in the Myrtle Beach area. Has holes back at both in North Carolina and South Carolina. 3:33 to play. Heard that road to Bethany could be a little dicey in the winter. Billy says yes. 3:16 to play. We get to talk about everything when the score's 4-1 late with 3:11 to play. And a whistle. What do we got here? Substitution, clock stoppage. Do we have an injury timeout? Don't see anybody down. TJ made a change and brought Melissa Tarpey in. Clock not rolling yet. 3:04 to play. Now the clock rolling. Jags still with it here. Del Lucia. Save made there by Hannah Bohr. The next home match for the Laurel Highlands girls team. They'll be here on Monday against Ringgold. 7:30 starts. Boys back at home next Tuesday against Trinity. Also a 7:30 start here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Billy, if we can line up some announcers, even if games that I have to miss, you guys can still broadcast them here on the network. Talk to Gary Frankhauser. Gary loves this high school soccer. Maybe get him up here. Gary did a great job with Tony Hanul on the Uniontown Carrot game this past weekend. Billy was behind the camera for that one. I was up in Kiski with Steve and Sarah. Our whole crew here, this partnership that we've had both on the South Union Township Sports Network side and WMBS, bringing you as many sporting events as possible throughout the fall and into the winter months. And have to thank the South Union Township supervisors, Jason Scott, Bob Schiffbauer, and Rick Vernon for their support as always. 1:26 to play. A little cross. That one going wide. Billy always stays busy. He coaches the Uniontown Middle School football team. What have you guys been doing so far this year?
0-0-1.
One tie so far. Wow. 6-6 tie, no overtime in middle school football. Who'd you guys tie with? Ringgold. That's not bad. Trying to build the future Red Raiders up. Billy said he travels to Washington on Wednesday. If you're going to support their junior high football team. Maybe he'll see Jonathan Guth down there covering the Washington Uniontown Middle School game. Another stoppage here, 33 seconds left. We do have an injury. TJ player down right in front of the Jags bench. Might be Lamenza. Like a cramping situation. And roll the clock again. Finish up this final 30 seconds. Mustangs send it in here with 20 seconds to play. Again, a recap. Lone Mustang goal scorer Kate Chido. Meliko, Wessel, Lamenza, and then we did not confirm the fourth TJ goal scorer in this one. Allie Nose chips it back towards Madeline Gould, and that'll do it. 4-1, your final score. Thomas Jefferson defeats Laurel Highlands tonight from Mustang Field. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in for our live broadcast here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Again, our broadcast, a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, Brian Morozak with Billy Dice. Your final score, Thomas Jefferson 4, Laurel Highlands 1. This has been a South Union Township Sports Network presentation.